This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Here we go. You be the judge.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Order in the court.
This is Wretched Radio. Ooh, prepare to play one of America's fastest growing game sensations. Which one is the quote du jour? That's right. Which one?
The quote du jour.
Yeah, what is the quote du jour, by the way?
That would be the quote of the day.
I think I'll have that. Sounds good. Let's get to it. I will share various and sundry quotes from different news stories. And Tony, you as always will represent the tens and tens of people who are listening to this here Wretched Radio program and serve as their federal head. Wow, does that give me the shakes? Even pretending to say it. You will represent and ultimately make the decision which one is the quote du jour. Here we go. Are you prepared?
Great.
To assume
I am super
your
ready.
Responsibilities. Terrific. If you could find my spit-filled glasses. There they are right there. Here we go.
You know, some people, not my granddaughter, but some people just go ahead and clean their glasses now and again.
Nah, they're weak. They're weak. Mom shares photos of son in dresses to fight gender stereotypes. Once again, there's a mom. 5-year-old son wearing dresses to inspire other parents to overlook gender stereotypes. There's always a mom when these little ones, maybe not the older ones, but the little ones, there's always a mom behind pushing these little precious kids into being confused. But here is the quote. She acknowledges that encouraging her son to express himself in whatever way he chooses might be seen by some as unconventional. You don't say. And she doesn't expect everyone to agree with their parenting choices. She hopes that people will respect them. There's a little sleight of hand for you. You don't have to agree, but you'll respect what I'm doing. What I do expect is to be, and by the way, she typed this. What I do is all caps. I do expect is not to be treated like I'm abusing my son. What, once again, all cap, I do expect is for people to see that my son is happy and realize that that's all that matters at the end of the day. Really, is that all that matters at the end of the day? Strangling cats makes me happy. Got a problem with that, lady?
That's all that's important, Todd.
It's all that's matters. After all, don't forget, happiness is happiness. It's ridiculous, but that is contestant number 1 in quote du jour. I'm going to write that. I'll keep track of this for you, Tony, because I know your math skills are weak, as good as mine, frankly. Happiness is happiness. You know, I understand it made Adolf Hitler happy to. Sorry, I use the Hitler analogy. I know
Look at
it's
that.
not
You went
fair.
to the Hitler analogy.
You don't need to go that far, but it works, but you probably shouldn't use it. Anytime you trot out the Hitler these days, it's a big no-no. You know, Stalin was happy. He murdered more than Adolf Hitler, actually.
I don't know if he was.
You know.
The more I learn about Stalin.
No. Wait.
All right.
Madam, can I tell you what makes me happy? Is insisting that you repent and put your trust in Jesus Christ. That makes me happy. I'm sure you don't have a problem, because I do expect you to respect it. Quote du jour number 2. This is number 2. Ontario passes law allowing government to seize children from parents who oppose gender transition. Now, we've been tracking this story. It's Bill 89-6323. It wasn't even close. Ontario has decided if you have a child who wishes to express him or herself, I don't know that they actually use those types of pronouns, but him or herself in an opposite kind of way, and you don't support it, we'll just take your child away from you. A few quotes that could qualify as the quote du jour. This is from the Minister of Child and Family Services, Michael Cateau, who introduced the bill. I would consider that a form of abuse. When a child identifies one way and a caregiver is saying, no, you need to do this differently. If it's abuse, and if it's within the definition, a child can be removed from that environment and placed into protection where the abuse stops. Do you understand? That little shell game that he just played on us. We're
We
going
want
to
it this
define.
way, and it will be that way, or you go to jail or lose your kids.
That's pretty much it right there. That's it. Because it's abuse. By saying no to a child because you're the parent and you disagree, that's abuse. Okay, sir. Do you ever say no to your child? He wants another slice of chocolate cake. You say no, that's abuse. How dare you say no to the desires of your child? Is it preposterous? Of course it is. But let us recall, this is about postmodernism going into full bloom, designed to do what? Overturn tradition. Western civilization as represented by what? White males who were what? Christians. That's what this is all about. That would be quote du jour number 2, right there from the author of the bill. Tony, are you keeping track? But
Yeah.
wait, from the very
Sort of.
same article, we have competitor number 3. This would be the senior political strategist for Campaign Life Coalition. He's quoted as saying, his name is Jack Fonseca, with the passage of Bill 89, we've entered an era of totalitarian power by the state, such as never witnessed before in Canada's history. Make no mistake, Bill 89 is a grave threat to Christians and all people of faith who have children or who hope to grow their family through adoption. Side note, in April, a Christian couple filed a lawsuit against Hamilton Children's Aid Society for removing 2 foster children from their home because they refused to lie to the girls about the Easter Bunny being real. This is real, and this fellow recognizes this is a threat to Christians. That's quote du jour number 3, Tony.
They were, say that again, they were arrested for what? For not?
I'll read it to you slowly.
Thank you.
In April, a Christian
Please
couple
use smaller words.
filed a lawsuit against a Children's Aid Society who removed 2 foster kids from their home because they refused to lie to the girls by saying that the Easter Bunny is real. That'll get you kicked out of the foster system. Yeah. But that wasn't the quote du jour. It was from Jack Fonseca, rightly recognizing this is totalitarianism and a threat to Christianity. That was number 3. Are you prepared for quote du jour?
No, apparently
number
not.
4. This would this happened to be from an article. Actually, this is really good. It was talking. Mark Driscoll is kind of back in the news these days because it's the 2nd anniversary, I believe, of his removal from Mars Hill Church. That wasn't the interest in this particular article. I just really like this quote because it's a good, I think, accurate description of what is called these days the neo-reformed movement. Look, I'm grateful that people are bending more to the right, but I don't like that it is only a selective bending. The neo-reform movement basically is, we believe in reformed theology because we believe in election and predestination. But then it isn't reflected in a myriad of arenas in church life. And so this fellow who experienced Mars Hill and saw, the cool clothes and the drinking whiskey with Mark on his front yard, smoking cigars, swearing, the cool. He writes, I'll take a good old-fashioned reform guy over a neo-reform guy any day. An old reformed dinosaur who read Graham Goldsworthy before he was famous in the USA, who loves Spurgeon, but balks at cigars, who has quietly led his family well for decades, who has convictions about complementarianism, another area where neo-reform doesn't seem to be informed, but doesn't feel the need to shove it into people's faces, who understands that the biblical idea of manhood doesn't require a foot-long beard and a smoking hot wife. Uh-oh. I got a funny feeling I know who the quote du jour might be based on that response right there. That's number 4, Tony. One more to go. Okay, we've actually got a bunch more to go. But here we go. This one would be... Okay, let's just do this. This is a little bit shorter. A CNN, a Canadian nurse, killed 8 people because they were mean and, quote, because God told her this is the one. I don't know how we can tell her she was wrong. God told her so. That would be quote du jour number 5. That's about enough for my taste. Tony, who's the winner? The woman who said God told me to kill those people? Or the mom shares photos of son dressed in girls' clothing and expects us to agree? Or is it supporting...
Happiness is happiness.
Yeah, exactly. If it's abuse, it's abuse. That's quote number 3. Or 2, Jack Fonseca stating, it's totalitarianism, the neo-reform quote. Or number 5, the nurse who killed people because she's not a cessationist. Tony, what say you, sir?
My favorite is the neo-reform.
I had as much of a hunch
My
on
saddest would be the God told her.
Indeed.
This happiness is happiness.
Why
do you always do this to me?
Radio.
Thanks for listening to the Wretched segment du jour. If you'd like more Wretched, you can listen to the most current stream for free at wretched.tv/listen, or you can become a club member and listen to our entire archive. Wretched, reaching the lost, equipping the saints, and strengthening the local church.